Hola, soy Julio César Chávez.
And lights out, baby. Lights out all day.
This is Sugar Ray Leonard, and you listen to Fight Net Radio.
I mean, this is ridiculous. It's a radio show. It ain't a one-hour television spectacular.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
We gon' know. I got eyes and ears everywhere. I got friends all over the world, man.
Who gives a shit with Whitey's? A piece of crap.
With a tear in my eye.
Welcome to Fight Net Radio. My name is Lee Honish. I'm coming to you from a secret location. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? COVID has taken over, and I know rarely do I show up and show that first part for everybody. There you go. For the ones watching the video, for those of you listening along, go to Fight Net Radio. How can you find Fight Net Radio these days? Funny you should ask. Go to honish.io, www.honish.io. Click on the button over there on the right-hand side that says Perfect Blue Studio, and you'll see Fight Net Radio right there. Until I figure out what to do with Fight Net Radio, I do have a home for it. It does exist, and you can go there and get all of your news. Also, you can join us at fight.net.radio, available on Facebook, which is where the three of us tend to hang out throughout the day. I am joined, as always, by our amazing co-hosts and panelists. My name is Lee Honish. I am joined by Andrew Lapachet and Miguel Antonio Barragan. So we will start with you, Andrew. Happy Thanksgiving, Andrew. What's going on with you?
Hey, happy Thanksgiving. Nothing much. Staying home this year. Just going to play it safe. So
Smart move. Smart move.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Okay, lower your microphone, Miguel. You're breathing into your mic tonight. That's all right. It happens. That's what happens with these microphones when they're right up on your face. So I turn to you, Miguel Antonio Barragan, who you can follow at Fight Fiend Migs on both Instagram and the YouTubes. What's going on for you for the holidays?
Pretty much the same. I'm having, a small dinner here with just me and the folks and my sister. She is, however, from Southern California and brought us a lovely pumpkin cheesecake that we're going to wolf down tomorrow. So it's just going to be us four here at the house. Very, very small. No one's coming over. We're not going over anyone's house. So yeah, totally doing the keep it plain and safe part, of course.
I've decided to slam heroin and do meth for Thanksgiving. That sounds like a lot of fun.
That sounds like a heart attack. You might not want to mix it.
I'm going to tell you why. Like,
well, if there were 10 people or less, it has to be 10 people or less.
Okay, wait. There's some logic to my slamming of the heroin and the meth. I was really looking forward to Pittsburgh versus Baltimore tomorrow night. And they pulled that game because of COVID. Wow, I'm actually pretty bummed out, which means I'm stuck with Dallas versus Washington, crap game, and then whatever Detroit is playing. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders had 9 guys on the COVID list. They're like, fuck them, play the Chiefs. These guys get one dirty test. They're like, cancel the game. We'll reschedule. Fuckers.
Yeah, right. They'll reschedule it for 3 or 4 days later. Yeah, whatever. Nobody likes the Raiders, Andrew.
I know.
They don't like them in Vegas. They don't like them anywhere. They don't like them on a boat. They don't like them with a goat. They're just.
And the third year, did you hear when they said it was the third year we played the Chiefs off of a bye? What the fuck kind of scheduling is that?
Yeah, no doubt. You guys just. It's just tragic what happened. Like, the Raiders get no respect anywhere they go. With all of that said, this show is about boxing. We do talk about it each and every week, and we do have boxing happening this weekend. We're going to clean up a little bit of news, and first we're going to start with the Canelo Smith venue being named. That's right. For those of you who don't know who Canelo is, he's a guy who used to work for Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya. And then he screamed and got an attorney and got out of that contract and then created his own promotion contract called Canelo Promotions. And now he and Matchroom and DAZN are putting on a fight against Callum Smith at, you guessed it, the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. So I'll start right there. It's all done. It's all finalized, guys, right? So Beefy's going to fight Canelo. Canelo's now in bed with Matchroom, and Oscar is just twiddling his thumbs, I imagine. I don't know where Oscar goes from here, having lost his, basically his meal ticket. So I'll start with you, Andrew. Are you surprised that this thing got very real very fast, and it's now at the Alamo Dome? This is a real fight.
No, most likely this fight was probably worked out behind Oscar De La Hoya's back with the zone, Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, whatever. That's how the sport is. We said Oscar had done it himself. He had taken Floyd away from Bob Arum, right? Never allowed Bob Arum really to make his investment back off of Floyd. Can the same be said about Canelo? I'm sure De La Hoya made a few million off of Canelo. It's uncharted waters here for Canelo Alvarez, though, without the big promotion, without HBO or anyone really behind him. So I don't know what to think of this yet. I still believe if it's a close fight, I don't see how Canelo gets the victory anymore. He's got nobody backing him.
Miguel Antonio Barragan, Canelo Alvarez versus Beefy Smith with DAZN and a slice of Matchroom Boxing.
It's kind of Andrew was saying. I'm sure some things were going on about Hoya's back, and it was pretty obvious that the pay cut wasn't really that important to. I think he was always willing to take less, but he took advantage of that moment to try to get out of that contract, which included exiting Golden Boy, and then around and made a fucking deal with DAZN again with the same fucking channel. So it was pretty obvious that it's kind of like that one girl that's kind of cheating on you, and then she like finally leaves you, and then you, and then automatically she already finds another boyfriend, and you're like, oh, that was fast. You found another boyfriend, motherfucker. So it's kind of like that. So it's looking like San Antonio.
I have no experience with that topip. I don't know why you would say something like that.
It's just I read it online, right? No, anyway.
Yeah.
But it seems like the Alamo Dome is going to be like the place now if people want to have fans in there. Was Santa Cruz and Gervonta Davis, and then now this fight. I'm pretty sure more fights are going to be coming down the line, having taking place at this arena to have plenty of room for the whole COVID thing. So looking forward to it. We all know that Beefy is the consensus number one super middleweight in the world, and what better can Canelo do than to fight the number one guy in the division? So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Yes, I have re-upped my DAZN subscription, so yes, I'm definitely watching it.
Right.
6'3" Lee.
Yeah,
he's 6'3". He's got a 78-inch reach. Like Miguel said, he's number one in the division. He's a champ. He's undefeated. It's a good fight. It's a fight that Canelo needs to be nervous about. He better be prepared for. Don't take this guy lightly, because Smith has more of an upside for Matchroom and DAZN than Canelo does, in my opinion.
All right, what is the stat you sent over to me, Andrew, that I'm looking at?
Hey, is that how you spell your name, Miguel?
Yes, it is. So I'm sure me and Canelo are related to some extent. I don't know how exactly, but we do have the same last name. If I'm not mistaken, that would be considered his mom's last name, and I got it from my pops. So, we actually share a name.
Yeah, very nice.
Very coincidence. Oh, one thing I did want to mention also, Callum is actually taller than Sergey. And we saw, the success Sergey had with his reach and the jab on Canelo. So something to think about, because Callum is actually taller than that motherfucker.
Yeah. No doubt.
6'3".
No doubt. Woo. Which takes us to our first discussion of weekend boxing. So let's get that party started. Let's start with the super middleweight title and DAZN's project known as Daniel Jacobs. He takes on Gabe Rosado, where he is a minus 3,000 to Gabe Rosado's plus 1,500. All right, let's talk about. Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy.
That's why I bet horses, Lee. Minus $3,000. Tell everyone you got to bet $3,000 to win $100. That's what you're telling me for Daniel Jacobs.
Yeah.
You see me at the track.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you, Andrew.
Hey, it's a good bet. It's a good bet. Look, he's gonna win. No way Daniel Jacobs loses this fight. But come on, people. Seriously, who really bets $3,000 to win $100? Come on. I mean, there's a possibility he twists his ankle, right? Maybe he gets cut. Maybe he gets a thumb in the eye.
Yeah, and he's been dropped by Sergio Moore, for fuck's sake. So it's possible,
Yes.
You're saying that
true.
there is a possibility of the $1 Million Baby ending where he could just slip and like crack his neck on the stool, and that's how he lost the fight. Just happens. Oh well.
Who was it? There was a fighter one time, an Olympian, same class as De La Hoya. Raul Marquez, was that his name? He won his title on a headbutt. He headbutted the guy. The guy got a wobbly leg. I can't think of the champ's name that he knocked out, and then he hit him, knocked him out. But it was a headbutt that got him there first. Yeah, that might happen. Rosado has that going for him, but come on, this is not Gabe Rosado, man. This dude, he knows how to sell a ticket. He knows how to do an interview. That's why he continues to get these fights. I think he adds a tattoo every time he loses, brings back his appeal again on that side. So it's no, this is Danny Jacobs, in my opinion, whenever he wants it. I think he could end this fight in the first round or the first 3 rounds. I don't see it going past. Is 3 a little too short?
A little premature, I would say, yeah.
Well, okay, here's the reason I bring it up, and we have this as a debate, right? DAZN has invested in this Daniel Jacobs project for, it seems like we're on year 2 of this project. Was he worth everything they've invested into him? Am I missing something about Daniel Jacobs as a commodity?
Miguel?
I mean, who was the last fight? Chavez Jr.? I mean, that just goes to tell you a lot, no?
Yeah.
I haven't gotten back a damn fucking. I don't think they're going to do it with Gabe Rosado either.
I believe they already got the fight they wanted. That was him versus Canelo, right? That was one of the Canelo fights under his deal. So that was really probably all Jacobs was brought over for. Nobody in the PBC, they're all scared of him. Daniel Jacobs literally punked the Charlo brothers on videotape. It's on YouTube. You can go look it up. They never wanted a piece of him in the ring. So, yeah, I mean, he's one level above the Andrade, Demetrius Andrade. I mean, those are 2 fighters there for DAZN that they're not really making any money off of. At least Jacobs, like I said, got one of the Canelo fights done for them. They at least have that going for them with Jacobs.
One thing about Gabriel Rosado, just credit to him, because he does, he comes to fight. The dude doesn't quit. He keeps coming. I don't anticipate him beating Daniel. He's got soft tissue on his fucking eyebrows and shit, and Jacobs can and fucking miss, and Gabriel start bleeding. Just off of that shit alone.
Yeah.
Any punch that's gonna cut him open, I'm sure. I do think the fight's gonna go into the 6th, 7th round, but I can easily see the fight being some fucked up ass cut out of his face.
Yeah, this is the kid Rosado when he fought Triple G. Remember his trainer was all, throw in the damn tail, and then the blood just splats right all over his face, man. Oh, that was so fucked up. That was like a Rocky movie live right there in real life, man. He's all, throw the towel, and the kid just bleeds all over him. Fuck. Listen. That towel. Listen, another thing, these guys don't like each other. Daniel Jacobs has some dangerous hands when he's pissed off. We've seen that in the Peter Killen fight. That was one fight that took place, and he annihilated Killen in 1 round. I like Rosado. I get what you're saying about he's a fighter, but he has no defense. He cuts very easily. This thing might not last long, you guys. Plus $3,000 is probably an easy bet for you millionaires out there. Maybe you look at that a little. Maybe that's like a 3.
Hold on. Somebody's got to be willing to book that bet. Okay,
that's like a 3-to-1 to a millionaire, right? That's what they're looking at right there.
I don't even know where you go to make that bet, Andrew. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I don't. You're not just. You got to call Bob the bookie or something for this. This is almost like an online sketchy bet.
True.
Like I don't. This isn't go down to the MGM. They're not making this bet.
Yeah,
on the other hand, that takes us to the other attraction before we get to our main story tonight. Heavyweight Daniel Dubois is minus 485 against Joe Joyce, who's plus 385. All right, so now we're at a real 4-to-1 fight, Andrew. You know how you like these fights. First of all, Joe Joyce is a big walking pile of turd muffin. So, and Daniel Dubois has done nothing to demonstrate that he isn't a big pile of. Here we are again with another fighter that I just don't. I don't get the Daniel Dubois experiment at all. I don't. Eddie Hearn and DAZN have been building this guy up for a period of time, and it doesn't make any sense to me at all the amount of time that they've invested into him. And I get that they need heavyweights because, well, they control all the heavyweights, but man, I don't get the Daniel Dubois thing at all. And Joe Joyce is a walking sack of turd. I mean, let's be brutally honest. So I start with you. It's a 4-1 fight. Is there any chance that Daniel Dubois doesn't walk away with a 12-round, boring, unanimous decision?
Well, I mean, Lee, he's knocked out almost everyone he's faced. So I don't know if this is going to go the distance. Look, they're both undefeated. They're both young guys. I don't know too much about their background, right? These are both two UK fighters. Am I correct on this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they might be Olympians. Who knows, Lee? I really don't know the background on it. I know they're undefeated. They're heavyweights. They got good knockout power. Why not tune in?
All right. What about you, Miguel?
So I was looking this up right now. Yeah, these are definitely two UK dudes, Olympians, or at least Joe Joyce. I mean, Joe is the underdog here, of course, because of the knockout power of Dubois. I suspect that. I mean, the only recognized name I saw on Dubois' record was Johnson, I think his name was, the dude who fought fucking Klitschko a couple years back. So I mean, he hasn't really fought anybody of caliber, and Joe Joyce is the first one that is of caliber. So I think it's a different fight. I do anticipate this fight kind of going far. If it doesn't go the distance, it's going to go late, because I think as soon as Dubois feels Joyce's power, and he's like, oh shit, okay, this isn't just like any other good dude who's going to come and lie down for me. So it's gonna go late. I anticipate it going late, but I do lean towards Dubois.
And Joyce defeated Bryant Jennings in 2019 and Bermain Stervine. So, I mean, those are two decent veterans to have under your resume at such a young age. Or not young as in age, because he's 35, but in the boxing career, he only has, 11 fights. 11 fights, 10 knockouts. So, those are two good names to have under 11 bouts. He's the underdog. I'd actually put money on the underdog in this fight. Joe Joyce, I would go for Joe Joyce in this. Why not? 11-0-10. He's got knockout power too. He's got the experience. Fuck it. Let the money ride.
You heard it here first on Fight Net Radio. Andrew going out on a limb with a knockout
why not?
punch.
Why not?
I feel like we don't really have a segment like that.
Six
Knockout punch. Six. Or something. I got to invent a new.
Who's the other guy? What's the other guy?
Punch. What game was that? Knockout punch. Well, I don't know, Andrew.
Damn. 6'5" and 6'6". These are gonna be some big guys. What channel is this on?
Yeah.
I might put a bet in myself.
It's on DAZN, bro.
It could be on DAZN.
This is all DAZN all the time.
Nice. All right. I'll be watching that.
And it'll most likely be early too. Chances are it's going to be early in the morning because it comes from the UK.
Yeah,
Nice.
9:00 Pacific, 11:00. Yeah, it should interfere with those really awful football games. Knockout punch. Thank you, sound effects. Moving forward with catching
The
you guys
whole
up on
defense, Lee.
Yeah,
the whole fucking defense couldn't practice, yet we had to play. That's bullshit.
knockout punch. There you go.
We were going to be the hottest, Miguel. We were going to be the hottest team in the league. The hottest. Las Vegas was about to have the hottest team in the NFL, and then they fucked us. But whatever.
Knockout punch. See, it works for everything, Andrew. I was working on an Alex Jones impersonation, but I realized that half the people who listen to this show would not have gotten my Alex Jones impersonation, but it would have been really funny to me. I'm just sharing that out loud because Sam seems to be happy with the current product, so why disappoint you real boxing fans with me writing really crazy material based on Alex Jones? Listen, we need the Bilderbergs to come in here and set up boxing the way it should be. And then you should stay away from the chemtrails coming out of the airplanes. And 5G is a myth. Back to you. It was pretty close, right? Like, it's right there. I mean, it's not quite Bob Arum. It's got to have more of that Southern accent to be Alex Jones. It's got to have that. Yeah, I'm like a country boy with Bob's voice. It's really hard to do that voice. Knockout punch. There you go. We're all caught up again. Let's talk about Gennady Golovkin. He returns on December 18th on DAZN. That's right. It was just announced within the last couple of days. Matchroom has announced that IBF middleweight champion Gennady Golovkin will fight December 18th against a cab driver named Camel. I can't even make that up. His name is Camel. Look closely. I'll highlight it for those watching the video. His name is Camel. Behind closed doors at the Hard Rock Live in Seminole, Florida, casino in Florida. Gennady Golovkin, this is not just any fight. It is for the great country of Kazakhstan. It is a fight. I wish I could do Gennady's voice because Gennady really has a funny voice. This is not just any fight. It is a fight with great meaning. I always have the greatest respect for all my opponents. I really miss boxing, and I wanted to fight this year. The goal, fighting for a good record, 21st successful world title defenses. First of all, let's stop right there. Did any of you guys actually realize he retained all of his title, like some of his, if not all of his titles? Like he's got 2 belts still. Like I was kind of impressed to realize he still had a couple of belts, which to me was kind of cool. I start with you, Andrew. You excited about Camel versus Triple G? Big drama show.
No. Well, no. He's 21-0-5. He has no power, right? So you can't keep Triple G off of him. He's got a box. I really don't know the guy. Sorry about this, people. It's happening again. Don't know too much about his background here. He came out of nowhere this fight. So we just got to go off of his record that he's 21-0-5. So he's going to put in a decent showing, but in no way is he going to be the favorite or a live underdog, in my opinion, going in against Triple G on this night.
His job is just to stand upright, Andrew, and take a beating. Like, that's what he's hired for. And as many rounds as you can give us would be appreciated. Would pretty much be the way this fight works. I turn to you, Miguel Antonio Barragan, the return of the big drama show.
Well, it won't be much. I mean, it's an obvious, like, a keep me busy COVID fight that we're going to start coining these now as just, keep me busy COVID fights, something to kind of get Triple G's confidence back with the lackluster performance against fucking Sergey, the other Sergey.
Lipstick.
No, it's not lipstick. I can't think of it. He's got some Derevinchenko. Thank you.
Yeah.
So against that motherfucker.
They're all the same.
They're all. I was saying pretty much at this point, but so yeah, I mean, this is just to build his confidence because he didn't exactly look that good there. He always this rumor like, oh, he comes in sick. It's happened 2-3 times before. It's like, dude, what the fuck? But he didn't look good. He looked old. It looked like he got old overnight. He managed to get the win anyway because he was able to knock Derevinchenko down early. So this is one of those keep me busy fights. It is a little suspect. Like coming one day before, Canelo's fight. His fight is Triple G is going to be on a Friday. Canelo's going to be on a Saturday. A little fishy there. I'm not sure what the fuck that's going on there, but I'll watch. Yeah, I have DAZN now, so of course I'm gonna all of those that are going to be on, but I'm not really too hyped up about it. I did have to Google who the fuck this Camel dude was, on BoxRec. I mean, and I was like, okay, I guess sure, throw him in there, another sacrificial lamb while we're at it.
There you go. And now you guys are all caught up on all of your boxing, which takes us to our featured story.
DAZN wants Golovkin versus Callum Smith in the UK 2021.
Is that your story? Is that what you're sticking with?
They just opened up their DAZN subscription in the UK. That just started.
Oh yeah.
This is going to be the first fight. Callum Smith could be the face of the UK sport. He gets that victory, you guys.
Beefy goes beefy.
He's undefeated, Lee. Why not? He's undefeated. Yeah. All you got to give him is victory, and then everyone starts following him. Boom. Him and Golovkin's next. Hey,
Andrew, I'm just getting word right now. Hold on. Knockout. There you go.
I'm just telling you, Canelo's crazy for leaving De La Hoya. He's got no power in this anymore. No one gives a flying fuck about Canelo Promotions. Sorry, nobody does.
Knockout. There you go, Andrew. You're like super too, man. You are.
I need more coffee. I have
You know
More
what?
coffee?
I told this to Miguel before you showed up. I said he's getting coffee. He doesn't have to
Yes.
work tomorrow. He's drinking coffee. He's going for broke. This is going to be like a marathon show. Like he's going to just find stuff. He's going to say, "Look up Triple G's record." What? We're going to talk about the entire career of Triple G tonight. What? Okay.
See, Bob
I mean-
did double down though. Bob doubled down on the Terrence Crawford comments. It's over between them.
Listen, I didn't double down on him. All right, let's
Yes,
get
he
this
did.
squared away.
No,
Listen,
even. All right.
listen, you
He
banana
doesn't-
head. Listen. All right.
That's
I've been
racist.
trying to explain to you, coconuts, who do this show repeatedly. I am the greatest mind in boxing as far as I know. And I'm not just saying that because the medication's working today. Listen, this guy, Terrence, whatever his name is costing me a lot of money, and I'm tired of him.
Least, yeah, he said he's not even going to work with them anymore. He said he gave his contract to Todd DeBuff. He could handle him now. Seriously, he said, I'm too old for this.
He was done. That was like the verbal, like,
Oh, it's
you can
over.
imagine fucking Bob there. I'm just like, wiping
Hey,
his hands.
and you
Like, I'm done with this guy.
And remember when I was telling you guys, when we were talking about it, shouldn't phrase it that way. When we were talking about how they probably were talking before all this, Bob Arum, if you guys read his comments, he goes, they think they can do the fight. Al Heyman don't want to do the fight by himself. He needs ESPN. He can't get ESPN without us. We have an exclusive contract with them. He said when Wilder fought Fury, over 30 something, like 35% of the subscriptions or 32% of the subscriptions came from ESPN. The buys of that fight, the streaming. He says, go ahead and do that fight without us and see if Al Heyman wants to take up that much debt. They're talking $10 million per fighter. It's a $20 million debt you're in, and you don't have ESPN to back you on that. Nah, maybe that was probably a little bit too fast thinking of us saying that he was going to go over to the PBC and do that on pay-per-view. From the numbers that Bob's saying, that fight would have been a bust without ESPN. Without Bob Arum involved, they don't have ESPN. So I don't know what the PBC is going to do. They're trying to build a platform with these other fights. We'll see how the Spence fight does here next month, Spence Garcia. But right now, hell no, they're not making no $20 million on fucking Crawford and Spence by themselves without no big network backing them.
Knockout. Nice job, Andrew. You with a little bit of coffee can actually turn this into a full 1 hour program. Good job. I had maybe 20 minutes worth of material tonight, and I knew it. And I'm a little draggy. It's been a long week for me. That's why I'm going to do the meth and the heroin tomorrow, because really I can't see my daughter. My family up in LA is just not into whatever they're into. So I don't think I've discussed it. Did I discuss my father passing a few weeks ago?
Oh, fuck. No, Lee, sorry about that.
That was about a month ago. Well, no,
Oh.
and so like everybody's kind of bummed out in LA, and they don't want to have Thanksgiving, so I'm sending them a pizza because that's the way my dad would have wanted it. And but the reason I bring it up, since we're filling and vamping for time, and it's Thanksgiving, he's the guy that got me into boxing. He took me to all the boxing matches and stuff. So for Thanksgiving, he's not around, so the family's not doing anything. My daughter's mother, my ex-wife, I guess she would be one of the many ring bearers in the ever ensemble of the Lord of the Rings quadrilogy that I keep writing about buying women rings. She's a hypochondriac. Yeah, that was my first hypochondriac. I think I've had a couple since then. But I can't, when you buy 6 or 7 wedding rings and get married, I don't know, 3 times, including one in a blackout, you kind of forget this. So my daughter basically said, nope, we're not doing anything, and nope, you're not coming over. And I went, okay, cool. I'll be doing the heroin and the meth, to which my daughter responded, really, that's what your plans are for the holidays? I said, yep, the heroin and the meth. And maybe I will find some of the crack, too. You never know. These kids today with their wacky drugs. I'm stalling because I know the next story is going to make Andrew unhappy. A lot. So let's get.
We're missing something. Damn it.
Yeah, no. Yep, we aren't.
It's breaking records, Lee. It's breaking records.
I understand that. Knockout. Joining us to discuss the fight is Bob Arum. Bob, how do you feel about the fight?
What fight?
Bob, the fight between Tyson.
There's no fight between Jones and Tyson. They're old.
They are old, Bob, but they're fighting Bob.
What? Are you sure about this? This sounds like a joke. Have they been talking to Terrence, what's his name again, about putting on a fight? I heard this story before. It sounds kind of fake to me.
No, Bob, this is really real. They're actually going to have the biggest pay-per-view of the year. It sounds like on paper, based on everything I've read, Bob, they're going to have the biggest boxing show this year.
Really? That's pretty funny. That's like Terrence Crawford saying he's going to make more than $1 million in a fight.
There you go. I went all the way for a Terrence Crawford joke. So for you purist boxing fans, that joke was for you. Yeah, that's right. We're here to talk about our really hard on my voice to do that. Alex Jones isn't quite as hard as Bob's. I think it's because Alex has got that southern twang.
It's the Bilderbergs. It's chemtrails. You know, it's about the nanobots that get into your head.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. We don't need to
Listen to me. It's a conspiracy. Boxing plus the Illuminati equals Bob Arum.
There you go. Thanks very much for that. Let's get to the main story of the night. I already see Sam typing feverishly at that point going, the show was fine until Lee went off the rails with this Alex Jones guy who I don't get and this crazy conspiracy. Now, for the people in the United States, that was home run material, Sam. Trust me. Tyson Jones, that is the main event of our weekend. It is the reason we have all gathered here on a Wednesday night to give you a special broadcast because, to be perfectly honest, there was no news this week. I would have been scraping it together desperately to try to find something entertaining at the very least for you. So we are giving you the special Tyson Jones. And the only reason Andrew wants to talk about Tyson Jones is it's literally going to break every box office record with a fake fight. Not just one fake fight, two fake fights. So let's talk about fake fight number one. Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson. Did you guys see the video that I posted on Fight Net Radio? I feel like I need to go get this Jake Paul video. And I think my exact word, and I think, it's Jake Paul sparring, right? And I think my exact words, I think those words are correct. Am I nuts or should I not book a fight with this guy? He's not a good fighter. He's tripping over his feet. I get that he bullies guys. He's also sparring with a guy who's smaller than him. Come on. Why can't I think I can handle Jake? I feel like I can take this guy. Now, admittedly, I do have a few concussions, so it might be a little difficult.
That's why I'm quiet here. I'm like, concussions.
Plural. I've had concussions, plural, Andrew, apparently. I recently went to a doctor.
I wish I had the Rocky scene where the doctor was telling him about his bleeder. And he's like, "What are you trying to say, doc?"
Yeah, right.
I don't know how to keep playing while you're talking.
Why don't you talk slower? Well, okay, so that's the funny part about my doctors. They look at me like I'm a 4-year-old at that moment, and they go, "You just..." Right? My doctor literally on Monday looked at me and he goes, "You just told me you have concussions." I said, "Yeah." "And you want to go fight and do MMA and jiu-jitsu and all that stuff again?" "Yeah." And he goes, "Can you do it without getting hit in the head?" "No." And he goes, "Then have you thought about yoga and walking?" "No." "I want to go do this." And he went, "No, you can't do that." And that's when he started to talk to me like I was a child. "You just told me you have concussions and bleeding on the brain." "Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did. Yeah."
You sound like Beavis.
And seriously, my doctor literally looked at me, nodding his head, like trying to get the answer out of me. "So you get that you shouldn't do any extreme sports?" "No, I don't. No, not at all." "Why can't I do it?" "Because it's bad for you." "Okay, bad. I get that word. That's good. All right, cool." And then I was walking back and away from the doctor and walking home, and I'm looking at the paperwork he handed to me, and I won a prize at my doctor, at my physical, Andrew. I won a colonoscopy.
Oh my gosh.
I don't envy you.
I won. Yay. Go Team Lee.
Right.
Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson. I only bring it up because I really think I could take Jake Paul. I mean, I realize that I am not in the prime of my stupid stunt phase of life, and I wish I was, because I'm telling Andrew, if this was happening circa 2007 Fight Net Radio, how soon would I have called out Jake Paul for this fight?
Well, you called him out anyways. It didn't even have to be 2007, but yeah, you would have called him out back then too.
I called him out a week ago, and I knew I had concussions a week ago. What do I know?
No, it wasn't even. It was when they first did the first celebrity damn boxing match.
Yeah,
this is like his third one, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think it's second one. I think
second one.
The first one was his brother, wasn't it? Like,
was it his brother? Okay, yeah. I know they've done a few of these though, so yeah, Lee's been on these two fucking dingbats.
I've wanted this guy now for a while. Like, look, first of all I got to do is keep my head away from his fists. That's like part of our plan for this fight. We keep my head physically away from his fists. Okay. Which, by the way,
he might get knocked out in this fight, though. He might get knocked. Isn't he fighting an athlete, a pro athlete, Nate Robinson?
Yeah, a football player, or was it a basketball player?
A football player. Yeah, or something. Okay. NBA. I think NBA.
No problem. If you ask Teddy Atlas, he says the NBA basketball players are the easiest guys to turn into boxers. That's what he used to say on the telecast.
Because of footwork, maybe.
Yeah, I guess, and their size, right? Arm reach, stuff like that. Yeah,
that's true.
I can't believe Badu Jack's on this card.
I know.
Yes,
that was very surprising.
Fuck, dude. Hell yeah!
That's
that was like a
recognizable
name.
That's literally the biggest name on the card. And
he's a real fighter. He's a real fighter. What he went through in his last fight, that cut that he had in his last fight, almost his whole forehead looked like it was split open. Still, did it go 12? I think it went 12 rounds. They never even stopped the thing.
He take a look at Tony Weeks' shirt. Oh man, Tony Weeks was looking soaked in blood.
He deserves better than that.
Let's talk about this. Tyson Jones' full lineup comes to you this Saturday night, and that's the reason we're doing this show. Saturday night, Roy Jones Jr. takes on Iron Malik Tyson. Is he currently Islamic or not? Is it Malik or
no? He's
Mike?
Always been. No, he's always had. He changed his name when he got out.
So he's Malik, right?
Yeah, he's like an all elite now too.
Iron Malik. Okay. Pay-per-view card. It's only $50. They say it's still Staples as of the 24th, but the last note that I read said that they're moving it over to the StubHub Mental Health Dignity Healthcare Park. It's a mental health care facility. Am I the only one that knows the Dignity Healthcare is a mental health facility? And again, I'm not just saying that because my doctor referred me to that place after he said, "You get why you can't fight him, right? Brain injury." Very good, Mr. Honish. Very good. So you get it. No. Want to fight Jake Paul. The TV announced team will be Sugar Ray Leonard, Al Bernstein, and Israel Adesanya.
Yes. The UFC middleweight champion. That is actually right.
Yeah. Jim Gray will handle the interviews with a 6-foot pole. What? Who said 6-foot pole? Touchdown. Showtime moved their complete telecast so that they didn't have to compete with them on Saturday night, which takes us to the discussion of this fight and what this fight really is. And I happen to have all the particulars about this fight. Let's talk about it. If you're on the fence about spending $50, by the way, Fight News, clever writing. If you're on the fence about spending the $50, why don't you just steal it at VIPRow.net, proud sponsor of Fight Net Radio, who will be, I would never put that up on the screen for people to see. That's just
who did that? Who did that?
You just click on the Boxeo button, and then we recommend the high resolution, because if you actually spend $50 for this, you're crazy. I mean, let's be perfectly honest. It is 2-minute rounds. By the way, When I fought Danny, it was 2-minute rounds. This is already questionable. 12-ounce gloves. Why don't we just use full-on sparring gloves? We're at 12-ounce gloves at this point. Exhibition can be stopped on cuts, but since they both will be wearing headgears.
No, it doesn't say that though, Lee. It doesn't say anything about headgear. So I got to say that they won't be wearing headgear in this fight.
This is the one that I find funny. Both fighters reportedly agree on no knockouts. How does that work? Now you're just telling me that the fight is staged. Right here. Both fighters have agreed no knockouts. Yes. What is this like? Is this like a death match? Like somebody has to be dead to win the match? Like what does a no knockout match look like?
That's a good twist.
Right?
Did anyone tell Tyson it's not a death match?
Right? Well, because Sunday is The Undertaker's final appearance in the WWE at Survivor Series. I'm just wondering, since the Undertaker's on Sunday, are these guys doing like a cage match or a death match? Because if there is no knockouts, that makes this an unsanctioned match, which we both know is wrong, because the WBC will remotely score this from an undisclosed location. There's so much wacky about this. I don't even know where to begin or unpack it.
Did you guys see who the judges were?
What? Sia wasn't available?
I saw a woman.
It's Christy Martin. Christy Martin.
Got the coal miner's daughter.
Chad Dawson and Vinny Pazienza, I believe. Yeah.
Hold on. Joining us on the phone right now is Christy Martin. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Hey! Oh, Clarissa.
I don't want to.
Clarissa's been doing a lot of modeling lately.
I don't want to break it to Clarissa Shields. Christy Martin will be making more than Clarissa made in her last fight just for refereeing this upcoming fight. She's breaking records wherever she goes. That's a really funny.
Yeah, it's like those three though. Where did they find those names? Martin, Pazienza, and Chad Dawson. Like, how did Chad Dawson get in there?
Here's how Suleiman does it. Okay, I went to the trouble of flying down to Mexico last weekend to find out how he selected these people. He has a big dartboard with a lot of names on it of people who fought for the WBC, and then he stood on the other side of the room. I actually saw the tape on the hardwood floor, and he chucks darts at the board, and then he goes over and tries to call them, and he goes, "Hey, remember us?" And then they kept hanging up a lot. Like, they hang up a lot on him, okay? And the only people that would take his calls were Vinny Pazienza, Christy Martin. Well, Christy Martin was just happy to take a call. Basically, has anybody seen what Christy Martin looks like these days? She's a little wrecked.
Well, Lee, maybe you should read.
She is not a Mia St. John. She did not come through that period of time like Mia.
She never was a Mia St. John. What the hell?
Mia's still hot. Can we just throw that out there? Mia St. John is still hot.
Oh.
Is she really? Isn't she like 50 now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, read the next paragraph.
I'm hoping she breaks up with her man, for God's sakes.
Oh, my gosh.
I want to pick up the leftovers on that one. Sorry, did I say that out loud?
Knockout.
And I haven't had coffee, Andrew, but I have had the meth and the heroin. So
read the next paragraph.
While officials designated as an exhibition, here are what the promoters are saying.
Huh?
Anyone who is saying this isn't a real fight or there won't be a knockout winner is not realizing, this is real. Who puts into a press release? Let me do it like Beavis and Butthead. Anyone who thinks this
sucks.
Yeah.
I am cornholio. Do you have TP for my bunghole? Anyone who realizes that
someone should TikTok. Someone should TikTok that.
I don't even know what to say about this sentence. This is real. Bro.
This is real.
Beavis, shut up already. I think people just in disbelief, Beavis, they were like actually going, "Oh my God, it's Mike Tyson." Who Who is Ryan Kavanaugh? And how did he
promoter's
say these words?
douchebag.
How did he say these words out loud as a real quote? I think people were just in disbelief they were actually going to witness a real Tyson fight. Well, okay. As someone who's actually witnessed a real Tyson fight, it's pretty cool. But he was in his kind of prime when I saw it, so. But it is real as it gets. Well,
It's
yeah.
real as real
They're
gets.
50. What? How old are these guys? Let's start right there.
54 and 51 or something. I think Roy's 51. Mike's 54, though. I know that.
Right.
This will be cool. Like, someone's gonna die. I mean, this is seriously like, this is what happens when Jackass promotes a fight. This is literally like bum fights. Is Ryan Kavanaugh famous for doing Jackass movies or bum fights or alley fights? Backyard Wrestling Part 12. Knockout. I mean, does everybody get, like, we're literally watching a circus car crash here? Like, this is a clown car exploded with gasoline on it, on paper. Like, if one of these guys accidentally catches the other guy with a real punch, they're going to jack each other up. Like, that's going to really...
If Tyson catches Roy Jones, he's going to knock him the fuck out. Dude, Roy Jones has been knocked out by light heavyweights. He was knocked out by Glenn Johnson. Seriously, like, Mike has got to be on total play mode. He cannot go for real for 30 seconds with Roy Jones or he will hurt him. And I don't mean I just mean hurt him like.
But he's only like a 2-1. Wait, hold on. The betting wise, he's only a 2-1 favorite.
Because
bets on this. There's actual bets on this. Are these guys like something? Are they actually betting on this? Like there are actual odds on
there's
this?
actual betting on this.
There is, but I don't know how without it being commissioned and sanctioned, and it's not real. You guys, it's not fucking real. Like you're betting on a fake fight.
Dude. This is an exhibition.
It's supposed to be an exhibition.
It's as real as
like
real.
We're gambling on fucking pro wrestling. It just feels like.
I mean, it would be great if Roy walked over into the corner while Tyson was down and goes, "If he dies, he dies." I mean, it would be the greatest moment in boxing history for Roy to do that to Mike Tyson, while you know, the ghost of Customato kind of floats across the room, going, "Stop the fight!" It would be great, right? Because, like, literally, we're gonna watch guys give brain damage to each other. I mean. The reason I brought up my story about my doctor looking at me like I was a 4-year-old going, you get that, right? Like you can't get hit in the head, right? Like no, and honest to God, he's the fourth person I asked about trying to get around my medicals. I'm like, no, I think I could do it. He's like, yeah, but you're going to get hit in the head by somebody who boxes. I said, yeah, so, I've been hit in the head a lot. I mean, hasn't affected me so far. He goes, yes, it has. You've got bleeding on the brain. Oh yeah, that part. Yeah, you're right. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say both of these guys have brain trauma. Okay, let's just go way out on a limb for both of these guys and say, yeah, they've been hit in the head a lot historically. And now at the ripe advanced age of 50 whatever, they're going to go out and throw punches at each other's heads. I mean, how is this being, first of all, how's the state of California actually doing this? I mean, let's really break this down here for a split second. This has to be a staged fight. They had to have sold it. They had to have sold it like pro wrestling. It's a death match. What, Mr. Kavanaugh? It's a death match. We're going to kill one of these son of a bitches in the ring on Saturday night. What?
There's going to be
like in pro wrestling. Ha ha ha. Right? That's how he had to have sold it. He probably had to look at the commission and go, oh, it's not real. Ha ha ha. Nobody's going to die in the ring. Ha ha ha. They'll be great. They're in the best shape of their life.
At the end of Roy Jones' career, his fans were happy that he was going the distance on some of his last few fights. This is a man who was knocked out all over the place at the end. Didn't even Danny Green knock out Roy Jones in Australia or somewhere over there? Didn't he go over there for a fight?
Didn't he get knocked out in Russia?
Yeah.
I feel like I want to say they got knocked out once in Russia.
Yeah. So I mean,
He had all those
finale fucked him up.
wacky Russia fights.
in every Antonio Tarver fight he was in, I believe he was hurt, if not knocked out. Like Roy Jones, his chin got real bad at the end. This is not
Once
this
it's
is
gone,
not real. There's
one
nothing
shot, that
real.
was it.
Yeah, this is not real. What Mike Tyson and him are going to do on Saturday, because it would end with Mike Tyson knocking out Roy Jones in real life.
I literally can still hear Charles Barkley where everybody's watching the game and they're like, Charles, what are you looking at? It's terrible. What's terrible? What's terrible, Charles? It's terrible. I'm watching Roy Jones get knocked the fuck out by Antonio Tarver? That's exactly how he said it.
Hey, he just won the heavyweight championship. Nope.
Oh my God. And he's still listed as a top 10 heavyweight too, which is, I'm getting a little tired of the business of boxing here and not, having honest stuff happen. I mean, I'm just being perfectly honest. We're literally watching.
We have a few honest fighters left, right? What Lomachenko did the other day with Teofimo Lopez, that was honest. Josh Taylor.
Maybe. It might have been honest.
He didn't have to fight him. He could have went the route that all these other fucking divas are going. Oh, he doesn't make enough money. Oh, what does he do for my career? He didn't do any of that. You see Josh Taylor and the kid from Fresno. What's the young man's name? Ramirez. They're trying to put
Jose Ramirez.
Jose Ramirez. There you go. Thank you. They're trying to put a match together, unify their titles. There's some guys that are still trying to do this for the sport. And then you have your PBC stable that is all about WWE bullshit,
This is so WWE, it's almost ridiculous at this point. This had to have been sold as a Texas death match.
See how Spence, you guys, everyone's noticing how Spence is a few weeks away from fighting Garcia, doesn't speak a word of fucking Terrence Crawford at all. Now all of a sudden he's like, oh, I'd really like to fight Canelo. Yeah, I'd really like to fight Canelo. He doesn't want to say anything because he knows if he beats Danny, and he's been talking about Terrence Crawford for the last fucking month or so, then everyone would start pressing him about the Crawford fight. So they don't talk about it. They don't talk about it. They talk about something else. They'll get back to that when Terrence signs to fight someone else. Then you'll see a tweet go out saying, oh, when are we going to get our fight on? It's all bullshit with these guys. They're the ones that have ruined this era of boxing. I'm sorry. Al Heyman, the PBC, all you fucktards that thought this was going to be the new dude making a bunch of Floyd Mayweathers for the sport. You guys ruined our era. We missed out on a lot of fucking fights.
Should we do a whole segment on cockfighting again?
No.
Have we beat that one into the ground?
Yeah, no, we missed out on a lot with these guys playing diva shit.
We're still missing out. Like not just ones in the past currently. Like that's the one thing. Well, not the one thing, but one of the many problems boxing has is just get to see the fights that we want to see it this often, I mean, that's why Lomachenko and Lopez was such a big deal. Granted, it was probably easier to make that happen because they were both on rank, but the bottom line is they were two of the best lightweights, and we got to see that fight, and we got to see it in 2021 with no crowd, with no crowd, which we didn't think was going to happen. So these fights that are few and far between are kind of special, and when another one goes, slips through our hands with Spence and Crawford.
Yeah, Mikey Garcia just came out this week, said he's not fighting at 140 anymore. He can't make a big fight there, so he's looking to fight Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, just all the PBC guys. Like
all the PBC guys, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and Keith Thurman, who turned, 34 years old? And someone said Keith Thurman in his prime versus Roberto Duran. Who do you have winning? What in the fuck was Keith Thurman in his prime? When did he ever make a run that would even make you fucking suggest that he belongs in the same sentence as Roberto Duran as a matchup? Fucking jokes, man. All you
That's because it's a conspiracy with the Bilderbergs to create a one-unit monetary society. They're trying to control you, Andrew. They're trying to control you through boxing.
Hey, he makes a lot of money on his commercials that he sells shit on that website. You ever seen the
Buy my water. Buy my water. It is synchronized.
He buys
special
shit
frequency.
Yep. Sells it on his own site for $3 more. And
I also have magic rocks. You take these magic rocks and you put them outside your door, and then when you're out of money, you can go look at the magic rocks and go, "Wow, I just bought rocks from Alex Jones." That's right.
If you don't want Apple to get into your phone, he said to put a magnet on the back of it.
Oh yeah, that's a classic move with any electronic device. As a guy who does marketing and a lot of computer work, I highly recommend to any of you that still believe that COVID is fake or a conspiracy. It is. COVID's a conspiracy. Thank you, Alex.
No,
if
it's
you
real.
do
It's
believe
just
that,
the
then
5G
I
towers is
really
what did it.
not only do I suggest getting a magnet, I think you go down to your local dump and get one of those electromagnets, like a really big one, and put your computer and cell phone up against it. Because you should have all of your data wiped out because you're not smart. Just I mean, we've said it a million times. If you still are in the boat of COVID's fake, and wait, I'll go a step further, and you believe that Alex Jones is smart, please go lick a post. Please just move to Florida so we have you all contained in one state. Really, we want to put you all in Florida and just put a wall around it so you can't leave anymore. It's a conspiracy to put us in Florida.
I think they said the president, Donald Trump, is going to make his own TV station now, I guess. Make it a real news station.
Well, that's because he's not going to leave the office. He started.
He eventually he probably has to. It seems like that's going to be the end of his run as a president. But if he does open this new station, will this guy Alex Jones get one of the biggest slots on his new TV?
Absolutely. I'm the smartest man in the United States right now. I make people buy water. You know, the only
all right, we're getting too political, Lee. Get back to the fight.
The person who made people in the United States buy water? Trump. He's the second smartest man in the United States.
There, I said it. Lee, you're not dating a white person again. You are correct, sir. I am making fun of the white people again. You're right. I must not be dating white again. I only bash on the whites when I am not dating the whites. My dates seem to find it very offensive when they listen to Fight Net Radio, and they do. First, that they think that this show is real or some reflection of my life, which is hilarious. Actually, I'm a gay.
Oh, look at that! Hey, wait, we're not giving the fans. We're not giving the fans a decent. Lee, it says right there the Tyson betting has been taken off the board. Boom! Right there in front of you.
Darn.
It says they put it online sportsbook, but now have taken it down. So no, this fight isn't real, you guys.
I mean, the fake ass fight doesn't have any boxing odds. Jeez.
Yeah.
I'm so shocked.
Hey, and matter of fact, applaud our diehards out there and didn't take that bait. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that they're lying about the pay-per-view records too. I know FightNet, we get this. Yeah. I'm talking to the Fight Net fans right now. Come on, they're doing that so everyone went and ran with it, went and shared the story. Oh fuck, are they really breaking records? Come on, people, no one's even talking about this thing. I don't know, not one person this week, last week. I told you this thing was hot when it first was announced. They took way too long. That whole we're gonna postpone it because we need to promote it better. No, it fizzled out. It died. No one's talking about it anymore, and I don't see it catching fire overnight.
Are you sure they just didn't need a nap before the fight? Like, they're old men. And I can tell you this at my advanced age. A nap sounds like a really good thing as compared to, like, I don't know, training hard. It does. I'm just being honest.
Was it Tyson or Jones who said he was in a bed for a week after his first training
session? Tyson. Yeah, it was one of those videos, actually. When he posted one of those videos, and it was like hitting the fucking the pads pretty hard, and he's like, "Yeah, I was in bed for like a week after that."
Right. Hey, Mike, you're old. No, I'm not. Yeah,
need that
Mike,
money.
Oh, and did you hear that there weren't going to be any there was going to be testing, like PD testing, only not for marijuana. But it wasn't going to be for weed.
I read the report that VADA cleared them. VADA actually cleared these guys officially for the fight.
Yeah, testing
whatever that means.
Like marijuana metabolites or some shit. Like, okay, whatever. They're going to clearly not test them for that. All right. Even though it's a bad
they might get a lot of views because of the rap concert they're putting on. They got some pretty good performers. I'm not, I don't have the.
Don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I know Lil Wayne.
I know that they're. Let's see, rapper DaBaby.
And me just saying
that. Wait, listen. Me just saying that out loud. Embarrassing.
He has like a lot of porno music videos. DaBaby. Oh yeah. That guy, he's out there. He's taken his whole music video level to the next, or his whole music video to the next level. Have you guys ever watched that dude's videos?
No, I don't even know who he is.
Yeah, he gets blowjobs and everything in his videos.
Oh,
I don't know if they're really doing it, dude, but the girls' heads are bobbing up and down while he's rapping.
The one digging a ditch on this show today, Andrew? That's what I want to know.
Well, no, my lady's seen it too. She's seen it. No, I was like, when the fuck did music videos come to this? Like, I was like, oh my god, everyone turned around. Like, all my kids are in their fucking living room dancing and shit. We're like, what is going on here? And then I guess you call it topped. What did he call it? The cop pulls him over. He's all, is she giving you top right now or some shit like that?
Oh, I didn't even know they made music videos anymore.
Yeah, no, apparently they do. They do.
Big on YouTube. Big on YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube.
And apparently Pornhub. So
yeah, it's pretty bad, Lee. If you type in the baby, you're gonna see some shit on there. I'm just telling you, I didn't know music videos got like that. But he does that. And they got Lil Wayne. We all know Lil Wayne, right? He's gonna be big. Who are the other guys? You just had them up. I don't want to butcher their names.
I don't know anything other than DaBaby. And me saying DaBaby for a third time is making me hurt internally.
Hey, I've thought about that, Lee. I was like, what happens when this guy gets like above like 22 years old, 23? Is he still going to really be want to call DaBaby?
DaBaby.
Like,
yeah, well, it's my same question for Bugliata or Bugliogi or whatever the hell her name is, Bad Baby. Like, at what point is she no longer going to be the cash me outside, how about that girl? Like, when does that end for you being, like, a bitchy teenager kid? Like, I get you got millions of dollars. You taught the world a lesson. Yay, you won. Like, you are the Donald Trump of teenage girls. Good for you.
Oh, man.
But at what point do I get to stop calling you Bad Baby with an H? And go back to
when did Lil Bow Wow drop the little part? He became Bow Wow.
Yeah,
he dropped that. Once he got old, he's like, no,
go back to calling her Danielle, the used-up teenage piece of trash that she is. That's what I want to know. I'm sure DaBaby has the real name, and at some point we'll just go back to calling him inmate number 224678.
Yes, tattooed on his face.
Tattooed under his eye, actually.
Oh, okay.
He's planning on
Bingo.
inmate 224628 right under his left eye. And by the way, that's my PIN number for anybody wondering. I just thought I'd share that as an out loud. I think that does it for this week. I think we've given the fans more than they should be talking about for this fight. And
they stopped the fight in the first round, Lee. They're going to stop the fight in the first round. Roy Jones will be cut by a left hook.
Riot at the Dignity Healthcare StubHub Staple Arena Center.
One round. Roy Jones will think.
Roy Jones. 1 round.
Yeah, Roy Jones is gonna think he can do his little what is it when you put your hands down, right? You're gonna clown. He's gonna fake it, be a clown. Fucking see Mike throw the left, but not be able to move, get hit, cut his eye. It's over. They're gonna stop
1
the fight.
round. All right, Miguel, your prediction for the Mike Tyson Roy Jones Texas death match.
What did you say? Texas death match? Did I tell you about the Bilderbergs and the Texas death?
Okay, thank you again, Alex Jones, for joining the show. Go ahead, Miguel.
I think it'll go. I mean, what is it? 8 rounds, right? So I think it'll go into the 4th or 5th or something like that. Like it's going to be 2 rounds. I'm pretty sure. Roy has the cardio to run at least for a couple of minutes every round. So I'm pretty sure it'll go into I'm going to say the 5th, but it's going to be ultimately a Tyson victory.
2-minute rounds, for goodness sakes.
And he'll win the WBC BLM belt.
Frontline, the frontline belt, fool.
Frontline matters. Frontline matters. Hashtag frontline.
Hey, did you guys see the Kevin Hart special on Netflix? Hella funny. He goes terrible on some of his jokes, but he's pretty good.
Good. Anytime that you can make fun of any of that. I was doing my real estate marketing one earlier today, and my co-host said something about Realtor Lives Matter, and I went, "Oh, you so can't say that."
Yeah,
you can't say that. He goes, "I didn't mean any offense by it." I'm like, "It so doesn't matter," and I'm gonna leave it in. And here's the funny part: I went, and I'm leaving it in because I produced the show because it's just too funny for me. I said, I said just to help you out, David, Thanksgiving matters too, okay? We might as well just all jump off the deep end together. So, heck, COVID matters at this point. So this Saturday, all of you are going to spend $50 unless you support our sponsor, VIP.
I'll check it out. I'll check out VIP. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Box sale.
Yeah, let me help you out. Let me help you out one more time, Andrew. All you have to do is type in VIProw.net. I don't know why we don't have some kind of referral for these guys. But on Sunday, you can see the final appearance of The Undertaker on the WWE channel. And you can also click on the box sale button and watch in high definition the fight that's $50. Because if you spend $50 on this fight, you really need to have your head checked. I mean, seriously, give it to charity. In fact, here's an idea for anybody who wants to spend $50 on this fight, and it's from the late great.
It just got updated. It just got updated, Lee. The musical acts lineup will no longer include a performance from rapper DaBaby. He is pulled out due to ongoing family obligations.
Hold on, Andrew. I'm getting a notification. Joining us on the phone right now is DaBaby.
Hey. DaBaby. That's who she is.
Okay.
Clarissa.
We gotta find a place for Clarissa one of these days. We haven't, she's trying to be everybody. I'm gonna give some advice for some of you that are young. You don't know this great comedian Sam Kinison, so I would recommend you go Google and watch his material. So I'm gonna give you a Sam Kinison joke on what you can do for your $50. Why don't you wipe your ass with it and roll down your window and drive at high speed and just toss it out the window? At least you will have used it to wipe your ass with. Because if you think you're going to get some kind of value for $50 on Saturday night with this fight card, you are literally psychologically unstable. And I'm the one who's had bleeders on the brain. I feel like I need a Larry Merchant moment.
You don't know shit about boxing. You buy this fight. You're not.
You don't. You really don't. Like, literally, this should be the Larry Merchant moment of, Jim, in the history of boxing, we've had some circuses and we've had some bullshit.
Yeah.
If people who are struggling to get from paycheck to paycheck during a pandemic spend $50 instead of buying something for one of their children, their mother, their dog, for God's sakes, spend $50 on your dog, all right? That's better money spent, for God's sakes. Go buy him a T-bone. You'll have a better night. And your dog,
they had a chance to do this fight 17 years ago. 17 years ago, and they didn't do it. And now they're trying to do it tomorrow.
So here's my question. What's worse, Charlo-mania or Tyson versus Jones?
I got to go with Tyson Jones. Yeah, man. At least Charlo, listen, they're not looking for a Canelo Triple G fight, but they're at least in it, right? I think if Canelo and Triple G gave them enough money, they would fight them. No, Jones and Ty, dude, these guys are in their 50s, their mid 50s, and that's not old as age-wise. I'm not trying.
They want $50. That's why they want $50. I couldn't figure it out.
I'm talking about as in pro athletes. Come on, this is a fucking joke. What do we want? Do you want to see a track star come back in his 50s? Look, we're gonna have a race. I don't even know two track stars' names to
Usain Bolt. Wait, if you told me that
Usain
Bolt was going to race.
What about Johnson? Remember Johnson?
Yeah,
the Canadian.
Yeah, the guy that used to wear the gold shoes, man. But whatever the case, you guys, in their fucking 50s, you don't want to see it. I don't want to see Frank Shamrock come back or Ken Shamrock and fight anyone. Like, their time is done. 17 years ago, Roy Jones had a chance to fight Mike Tyson in the past.
You're not waiting for Tito Ortiz to make another comeback against Chuck Liddell.
Against Chuck Liddell. Oh, jeez. Guys, I went to WrestleMania a few years ago, and The Undertaker wrestled. It was cringeworthy, guys. He was already 51 or 49 at the time. It was so bad. His opponent had to carry the fucking match. I was like, can this end, please? Can this just fucking end? I don't want to see this dude break a hip in the fucking ring. Like, he did his thing. Call it a day. That's it. Damn.
Wasn't I at that one? That was the one at the news when they just opened up
Levi Stadium. Where...
Oh no, the Levi. You went to Levi Stadium. Oh wow.
Yeah.
No, I went to stuff after that, and I thought, wow, he's still fighting Brock Lesnar. Wow.
Yes. It's like, what the fuck? Damn.
Yeah, and even Brock's getting to the point where I'm like, really, Brock? I get it, but aren't you old?
They would do the sport justice if they knocked each other out. Someone's got to go down Saturday.
Oh my gosh, a double knockout. How about a double knockout?
I'm just saying they got to go out on their shield. Don't punk this shit out. Don't make it a stage fight. Someone's got to go down on Saturday night, then I'll be okay with what they did.
I'm totally okay with this, Andrew. I think it should be the Rocky 2 ending with the double knockout.
That's fine.
Except they both don't answer the count.
Oh, they both don't answer the count. All right.
They both don't answer the count this time.
I can handle that. That's good. I'll take that.
That'd be all right. That'd be all right.
And that way we know 100% that this is 100% fake. I mean, we already know it's fake because there's no way a sanctioning body said okay to this fight. There's no way. It's in California. Come on. I want to believe that they're
not a part of it. The commission's not even a part of this. They're not going to be there. No commissioner will be ringside for this fight. That's why the WBC called Christy Martin and all them to be judges. They have a ref. They're going to just, who's the ref? The ref is even a celebrity, I believe.
Jake Paul will come in after his fight.
I want to say the ref was even a celebrity of some sort that they named off. But no, this is not. It's not going to be real. It's not going to be real. So don't get your hopes up. Don't spend your money.
Hold on, I'm being joined by the referee of the Mike Tyson fight. Hold on. Wait. I'm being joined. I'm getting this in my headset. Hey. Clarissa, are you trying to say that you're refereeing the main event?
No.
Happy Thanksgiving, Clarissa.
It would be awesome if you met her one day at a fight and she opened up the interview with the "Hey." That would be so awesome, dude. That would even, and she didn't even know that that's what you've been doing.
You know what the funniest part would be her giving me a really mean square look and going, "Hey," through her teeth. Right? Just through like clenched teeth. Hey. Oh, you listen to the show. You think. Sorry, Clarissa, you don't make as much as everybody else. I mean, what do you want me to say? Take your top off and make a couple of bucks, honey. I've given her plenty of advice on the topic. Everybody have a wonderful, safe, and thankful Thanksgiving. We will watch the ridiculous fight on Saturday night, and we will try to figure out a show to put together on Sunday because the following Saturday we have a real fight. That's right. We like to call him the car crash. You guys know him as Errol Spence.
The car crash. He's a dick.
I don't want to kick a man while he doesn't have any teeth and he's face down after driving his car.
He's got teeth now, so we can do it. He's got teeth now.
All right, cool. We will talk about him on Sunday because Errol Spence is back. So the car crash will be in a fight at one of the stadiums that's allowing dumb white people to go to it. And we'll talk about all of that on Sunday. You guys remember, go to VIProw.net and enjoy the fight. Please, please, please donate the money to charity. My friend David Bartels is doing a charity for his son who died from an overdose. Go visit his stuff on social media. You can find it through mine. Give the $50 there since I gave you guys VIProw.net, okay? That's a worthy cause to, fund anything that isn't funding two old guys who are putting on a fake fight on a Saturday night in California. Like, I get it, and it's probably going to sell a lot of pay-per-views, but I'm going to be really ashamed to find out if 1 million people bought this. I'm really going to be ashamed for fans in general. Like, I'm ashamed for you. I really am. So don't make me ashamed.
Yeah. No, don't let us down, you guys.
Please don't pay for it. Just go to VIProw.net.
This is a public service
We're all going to watch it. Look, I can't stop you guys from watching it. We all have to see it. We all do. I get it. All of us like to slow down and see the car crash. All of us do it. I was told when I learned to dive, and I learned to dive up in the Monterey area, actually, Andrew. And I asked my dive instructor on the first day. I said, "Hey, what do I have to do if I have to go to the bathroom?" And these words are the words I wish to share. with all the boxing fans. There are those who pee in their wetsuit, and then there are those who lie about it. There's
right.
only one difference. Okay, we all know we're going to watch this fight. Okay, we all know it. Let's everybody get on the same page here and get religion. I'm just saying, don't pay for it. That's what I'm saying. Just please, please, please don't encourage this bad behavior, because Chuck Liddell will fight Tito Ortiz again. That's next. I mean, they're going to dig up Muhammad Ali and put him into the ring with George Foreman. I just see it happening. I just see it happening. Or maybe a hologram Muhammad Ali against the George Foreman. Like, things like this will start to happen, and I don't want it to happen. That's what I'm saying. So please, I mean, please.
Jacobs versus Rosado. What's the Joyce versus Daniel Dubois?
Yeah,
Dubois.
Daniel Dubois.
These are all decent fights. These are all decent fights to
DAZN,
check in.
DAZN. Pay for 3 months of DAZN. You'll feel better about yourself. You won't need a shower after you find out that Tyson
you know what, Lee? Even $20 for a 1 month subscription isn't bad on DAZN. If you really enjoy boxing and they have a legit card, $20 for that one card is not a bad deal. It's not. It's better than $100.
My money would go towards that Hulu, ESPN Plus, Disney package for $11 or $12 a month, and go watch The Mandalorian, for God's sakes. I think The Mandalorian new episode will be better watching than whatever's going to happen on Saturday night. And
unless they go for broke. I'm hoping Tyson and Jones don't play us.
Those guys really throw.
Don't play us for suckers.
It's a real death match. Like, somebody just lost their crap in the ring and they start throwing. I mean, that's why we're watching, right? Like, oh, somebody's nose got broken and they're really throwing punches. Like, they want to kill each other.
Yeah. What was I going to say right now? It's like when you spar, right? Your trainer usually tells everyone to take it easy.
Yeah.
You know, a few seconds in, someone gets hit. Yeah.
You never go 100%.
The punches start flying.
No, I know this firsthand, because when I was sparring and training for the fight, I caught my actual heavyweight trainer with an uppercut while we were sparring, and he got mad and tried to knock me out. Like, mad, like, hit me in the side of the head. You have a concussion. Congratulations.
Holy.
Like, he hit me so hard I went down to one knee and I saw my soul leaving my body, and he goes, "Did that hurt?" I said, "Yeah, it hurt a lot." He goes, "Yeah, it hurt my hand to hit you that hard." I said, "So why'd you do it?" He said, "You caught me with an uppercut." Okay, I'm missing the point. Shouldn't you be in more control than me? Like, I'm the amateur. Like, because
that's exactly what we're hoping for on Saturday night.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we're hoping for.
Exactly.
That's literally what we're hoping.
Leave their bodies. That's what I want to see. I want to see someone's soul.
We already did, though. Damn it, Roy Jones's soul is left in the ring at least 3 times.
Oh my gosh, this is so funny. Yeah, that's what we want. We want
I swear to God, you guys, when Glenn Johnson knocked him out, wasn't his hands like together, like he was fucking laying in a coffin? Or were they on his side?
I think his feet were like one on top of the other, I think.
Yeah, man, it was something like weird, dude.
Yeah.
He stretched him out.
Yeah,
wasn't Glenn Johnson 50 at the time when he knocked him out even?
Oh, fuck no.
Yeah, had like I think he had 14. He had like 14 losses.
Yeah. Right. And he looks like a 50-year-old man too. Like, it's all ridiculous. And people want to spend 50. Like, I've got people that are like, "Yeah, are you gonna watch the fight, Lee?" I'm like, "Well, I kind of have to. It's kind of like my day job, I guess. I have to watch it." "Well, can we watch it?" "I guess we could all watch it. I don't know. Aren't you gonna go to the fight?" "No, I refuse to invest money in any way, shape, or form to go to this fight or be a part of this fight. I will steal the fight, but I will not pay anything for this fight. I'm not even buying pizza for this fight. Like, I would rather drink a glass of water knowing full well that I have invested no money into the pleasure of watching that fight until Tyson accidentally gets hit and he goes, it's on now. right? And he just like goes full ear-biting Tyson crazy and wants to knock Roy Jones out and starts chasing him around. And Roy's just running for his dear life like a cartoon around the ring like Bugs Bunny. Now that would be great. That's what I want to see.
And then you just see his dust like he takes off. Like
Yeah, seriously, if it turned into like a Bugs Bunny cartoon right around the second or third round and they just came out and started doing crazy sequences, I'm in. Like, they're going to relive the ear-biting incident in round 3. Like, they've planned this out in advance. Round 3, we're going to do the ear bite. Round 4, Roy Jones is going to do a tribute to Sugar Ray Leonard, who's doing announcing, and probably load up with a bolo punch and pop Tyson square in the middle of the face. I think that they could put on a masterful display of crazy events that have happened in boxing. And then I'd be okay with people spending $50. It's not going to happen, but it would be great if that happened. Oh my gosh, it would be so great. But
even Enzo knocked out Roy Jones. 2000.
He fucked him up.
Yep.
I think he knocked him out on his feet. He was like he was out on his fucking feet. Jesus.
Outstanding. Well, that's on Saturday night. Everybody have a blast watching this. Please don't pay. Please, please, please. Give it to charity. Give it to a food bank. Wipe your butt. Toss it out the window. I mean, seriously, go to Vegas. Put it all on black. I don't know what.
Yes,
Horses.
$50. Yes. And for first-time subscribers to the gambling sites, they'll double your money. Boom! Now you get 100 to bet in one day.
There you go. We spent literally an hour talking about a fight that Andrew actually swore last week we wouldn't talk about at all. Literally swore last week we weren't going to talk about it at all. Blew past it on a 2-paragraph article and literally just did a straight-up hour on it, coming up with every angle and joke possible. So please don't take any bets on the fight. Don't make any squares with your buddies. Don't figure out pick a round or any of that crap. Don't spend money on... Look, this isn't even worth Domino's Pizza. I can't stress this. This is not worth Pizza Hut, people. It is not worth Pizza Hut. Okay? Do not disgrace Taco Bell and the awesome nacho pack. Okay? This fight it's an abomination. I'm gonna do the Larry Merchant ending today. This fight, Jim, in the history of fighting, there are some fights that are an abomination. What's about to happen on Saturday night between Roy Jones and Mike Tyson can only be described as an abomination. It is crimes against humanity. It should be put on in the World Court at the UN. They should be held accountable for asking for $50 from individuals. They should refund orders to Taco Bell. But knowing boxing fans and their desperation during COVID, they will pay, and some will be entertained. I will not, Jim.